Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I thought I want to share with you all the notebooks that I'm using for this year. These are notebooks and planners that I don't use on a regular basis, but that are part of my journaling hobby. So let's start with the planners. Currently I'm using three. Okay, so we have the Hobonichi, this Filofax, and this one. So I will explain to you. So the Hobonichi is just my normal everyday planner. I use it as a planner to write appointments and to-do lists and everything that you would use a planner for. Now, I bought this one last year in Italy. The reason why I bought it is because I need to learn Italian. We spend a lot of time in Italy because of a personal project, and this has some things that little comments about saints or what happened that day, I don't know, 100 years ago or things like that, that are small enough to not make it feel like a task, because I need to learn, but I also need to update a German language course. So it's a lot with that I have to do with languages this year, so I don't want to add something else, but these small things really help. And I have not used it yet because I was not home, but I just arrived, so I will start in February. However, that's not the reason why I bought it. I bought it because every day this nun, may she rest in peace, she wrote the recipe of the day. So every day you get a recipe that you can use either for lunch or for dinner or whatever. So I thought I wanted to incorporate this on my weekly planning. I don't meal plan, but I feel like I want to start doing that because I don't like wasting food. And so I want to start doing that, and this will be my reference. I don't know how difficult. They're supposed to be very easy. It's for the everyday housewife to make her life easier, and it's with seasonal products. And yeah, I'm looking very forward. I think I will put a cover on this because I don't like it. I'm actually thinking about using this fabric that it's now on the background. This fabric I've actually used to do the inside part of this cover, and I would like to embroider something, but I think, I don't know, it feels a bit slippery, so I don't know if I'll be able. Let's see. And the last one, which is also totally unnecessary, I had this Filofax that was a present given by my husband a few years ago, and I thought I would love ring planners, but I don't. And I'm using it as my knitting, sewing, journaling planner, budgeting, and so for instance, I like knitting, so what I do is I need to update this. I pick a color palette. This will also be for my sewing this year. I need to update this because these colors look hideous on me. I thought they would look good, but they are terrible. And what I do is I just write notes on the pattern that I am following, because sometimes I like to change things. I like to make the waist smaller or bigger depending on the design. And of course I want to remember, for instance, if I modify the right sleeve, I need to do the same for the left one. So this helps me, and I also have some expenses that I want to use just for these hobbies so that I don't go overboard. I have a notes section where, for instance, if I want to design a sweater or something, I do it there, or socks, whatever. It's just to keep track of that. For me, it's important just because of all the modifications that I make in the garments. So here I have not added the sewing part. I will do it because I'm sewing a lot lately. So I want to add that and update definitely my color palette, because now I know that these colors look horrible on me. So that's it with planners. Now, let's see, commonplace notebooks. I am currently using two. I had just finished this one, so I've moved into this one. This is a place where I just take notes of whatever I want. If I'm in a meeting, I take notes here. Sometimes I need bigger to-do list and I do it here. And I teach catechism a few times a month. So here is where I write and I study before. Of course, I teach the lesson, but as you can see, all the pages are coming apart. I don't know what happened with this, that everything is, as you can see, it's all coming off. So I don't want to buy these notebooks anymore. The paper was great. I actually had it made. Here are my initials and all, but the binding is terrible. So I still have to keep it because there are some notes that I need for a meeting that I have in a few weeks. But then I think I'll just throw it because this is horrible. So I've moved from here to here. This is a Leuchtturm, just a normal B6 notebook, and I'm using it for the exact same thing, to write notes when I have to teach. This is how I do it. I write sort of the summary here and comments that I mean thoughts that I have on that, or if I need to research something, or if I think of a question that someone may ask, I try to write it here to be prepared. So yeah, that works very well for me. So we are just restarting the cycle of lessons, so this will come in hand. So I'll keep using this. The notebook, I have to say, I don't love. Actually, I prefer Moleskine somehow, even if I know that objectively this is better quality. I just don't like the cover that much. It feels, it's supposed to feel leathery, but it doesn't. So, and that's something I like about the Moleskine. I don't know, it's the cover, but well, I will finish it. So, and my last commonplace notebook is this one. This is a tiny notebook that I got when I was in Rome. It's a leather cover from Manufactus. They do beautiful leather journals, and you can ask them to put your initials there or whatever you want. They will emboss them in gold. So I got this one with the A because my name is Andrea, so I thought it would be cool to have it. But now that I think about it, I want the whole alphabet. So what I've always wanted to have is a place to write quotes from books. I have them everywhere. I have them in my journals, I have them in my planners, I have in random places. So I think this is going to be a lifetime project. Reading books, and after I mark certain pages, then I come back to them and I write them down. So for instance, I've started with this book that I was reading, Orthodoxy by J.K. Chesterton. And so what I'm doing is, well, I've started, I hate when journals have this page like this, but anyway, I've started here. I'm numbering the pages, so I'm just writing the name of the book, the author, and the chapter. And then I write all the quotes that I like about that chapter. So here was chapter 1, here's chapter 2, chapter 3, there's nothing. So chapter 4, and so on. I still have to finish writing the quotes. I have some that I have highlighted that I still need to write. So my idea is, when I am about to finish each of these little books, I want to do a word index. I don't want to write, for instance, from page 1 to 20 Orthodoxy J.K. Chesterton. That's not the way I want to do it. I want to, for instance, go here and find quotes on humility, and I will just put temporarily some flags, these post-it flags, and humility, materialism, I don't know, having fun, wine, whatever. So then I want to do a word index. So in the future, one day I'm thinking, when I need something about I don't know, having fun, I will just search for it here. I want to do it alphabetically, like a book. And then I can just go to my quote there. So that's my idea with these books, and I hope that one day I will have from A to Z. That would be amazing. So this will be long term, and I'm not in a rush at all, and I think this is the perfect size because I think you can finish it. I mean, it's doable. Other than these sizes, I think it would take forever. So I'm happy with this. The paper is very good. Right now I'm writing with zebra serrases, but I don't know, maybe I will change to fountain pen in the future. Let's see. Now, language books. I have two. This was actually an idea from a YouTuber. I will link it down below. I thought it was great. Well, this one was my planner before I got the Hobonichi. What happened here is that I did not have time to write everything that I had to do. This became so small for me, and it was a disaster. It was so messy because it was just, I was writing, even I remember when I did not have space. For instance, this week I would go to the one before and just put C week, blah. It was too full. So I changed to this Hobonichi because I like the format. It's more or less the same, this horizontal one. I like it here because it has Saturday and Sunday are divided, so that's better. And here it just gives me a little bit more space that is useful. So it's not such a big change, but it's large enough to make it better for me. So what I do here is I really don't take into account the dates. This one I have not started, but for instance, I just go here to the chapter that I'm learning and I write the vocabulary, and here I write the grammar. So sometimes I write when I have learned that grammar, because for instance, this one I did for 2 weeks, and when I have learned very well this grammar point, which is really small actually, what I try to do is write sentences with the words that I learned using the grammar that I have also learned. So that's working well. I have not done anything in January because, well, I was not home and I did not have my books, but yeah, I like it. It's going good, and as I say, the dates are, I don't care about them. So I will do the same, but with the Latin. And this is not something that is obligatory for me. It's just for fun that I learn these languages. So it's really, I don't need big notebooks or write essays or things like that. It's just for me because I'm curious about these ancient languages, and I'm happy that I can have them in this compact notebook, because if, for instance, I need a train ride and I'm in the mood to practice a little, I will just put one in my purse and study a bit. So that's languages, and now the journals. So at the moment I have these two. This one is empty, but I will show you what I want to do with them. So first, this one is my sort of photo album travel journal. I will do flip throughs of this. I cannot show them because I have not covered the faces. I'm actually doing a video on the Coliseum here, the process. I like sketching in these books, and what I do is I have my pictures printed and I just do like collage, not collage, but I just throw some watercolor and write what happened. And if I have memorabilia of that day, I will put it down like here. So this one I cannot this one I can show you because it's only me, so it's fine. So that's something that I do from time to time, 2-3 times a week, depending on how much time I have. I have a ton of these from previous years that I have already finished. Some are not finished, but they are mostly finished. This traveler's notebook is exploding. My goodness, I need a place to store them. Look, poor spine. And yeah, they get pretty chunky, and I don't know, I have to I have to find a way to make covers for them. This one is already breaking apart. Some of them are already breaking, as you can see. They are too chunky. I'm changing that just by using, I'm gluing pages together, so I have less pages, but they will resist a bit longer. So that's something that it's fun, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I also like to keep the memories of our trips, and or special events that happen on necessarily trips. I like to put them here. These are not really private. It's all fun stuff. So I will show them in depth once I cover the pictures. I mean the faces. And the last one that I will show you is also a long-term project. These are 2 paper blank notebooks. These are beautiful. I just love I love these old, I don't know, they look like something you could find in a very old bibliothèque, and I just really like them. I especially like this one because I love illuminated manuscripts. It's my dream to have a book like that. Of course, it's impossible to afford one of those. Also, they are properties of museums and churches, so there's no way that you can ever have them, I think, unless you pay, I don't know, 10,000 euros, which I don't have. So I'm doing my own. I got these books a few months ago and I've started already. I'm doing, here is the Matthew Gospel, so I'm doing my interpretation sort of. Of course, it's not as artsy as these manuscripts because I'm not a monk, so I have other responsibilities. I cannot spend my whole life doing them. I would just like to one day have at least the Gospels drawn like this. So we'll also do, I think I will do some process videos on how I do this. This for me is such a peaceful moment when I do them. I love, I've mentioned it before, I love ancient Greek, so I'm writing them in the original language of the Gospels, and I just decorate depending on the topic. So this is the first chapter of Matthew. It's a genealogy of Jesus, so I drew a tree here with the Alpha and the Omega. So this continues. This one is dedicated to, this is, what is this? This is when Saint Joseph takes the Holy Family to Egypt, so I wanted to give it a Saint Joseph theme, so I wrote the lilies here. We call them azucenas in Spanish, the flower for Saint Joseph. This is the birth of Jesus. So as you can see, I'm putting gold foil everywhere I can, so I get the illumination effect, because that's what it is, right? And I'm working on this now. This is the Holy Innocents, so I will write something. I want to draw here red roses and write something about the martyrs. So I think I will do that on camera next week. The writing, of course, not because it's boring. I mean, it's just copying. I'm copying from a Greek gospel online. So yeah, but that's something that I'm looking forward to do. I think here I will have enough to do one book. I don't know. And this, because this is actually, this is a collection from Paperblanks, and this is the Genesis. And this is the first chapter of Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. I actually cannot read this. It's very small. I need glasses. Oh yeah, this is the first chapter of Genesis. And so here I will do, once I finish this one, I think I will do the Gospel of John, just because it makes sense, that one with Genesis. So I unfortunately did not realize that this was lined paper, so I'm not exactly how how's that going to work here? I make my own lines to make the text fit. So as you can see, some handwriting is bigger than the other just because I want to make it fit. It depends on the page. So I don't know how this will work, but let's see. That's maybe next year's problem, or maybe even in 2 years. So yeah, that's about it. These are all my journals. This is all my hobbies that I have, and maybe it gives you some ideas to do the same. I will, like I say, do some process videos, especially on this and this one, my travel journal and my illumination. I don't want to call it like that because illumination is actually a very beautiful art, and this is, well, this is done with a lot of love, I have to say, but far from an artsy thing. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.